What's up, folks? West Point Lake Willie here. I want to make another video. Won't be a very long one. I don't know if they'll classify as a short or what, but just wanted to show you something else that I kind of created. I found myself in a situation where I've been in locations where we need to actually take smaller fish out. I normally catch and release, but in some cases it's better for us to take the fish, relocate them, eat them if you want to. I guess you would say I prefer to relocate. While doing this, I found from a kayak and from a preservation style thing for the fish, putting them in a cooler, you need an aerator, and then they still kind of iffy depending on how much air you're actually getting in there. So I tried to design something that I felt would be usable for my kayak, use on the bank as well. Fresh water to go in and out pretty good. So this is what this video is about. I made a floating live well that can be towed behind your kayak. It makes it a little more difficult to maneuver. If you had a pedal kayak, it may not be as bad, but paddling and this dragging behind it does seem to put a little drag to it. The things that I would change or upgrade, like the tube that I'm using, and I'll sit here and break it down for you in just a second. So give me just a second to switch around my camera. All right, so I know it doesn't look like very much right here, but basically it's not. To, I guess, kind of give you a breakdown, it's a 5-gallon bucket, and as you can see, I drilled holes on 4 sides and on the bottom. This makes water go in and out real easily, and it also allows good flow. I drilled holes around the top, and around this top here, the reason I drilled the holes is just for these pull ties, and you see some of them are real loose, and that way you can put more air in your tube or less air in your tube depending on where you want it to float. In this case, this tube was an old tube and I only use it just temporarily. I would like to have something probably foam, stronger than a poo noodle, but something that I can still kind of wrap around here without a lot of trouble. So that's why these are like this. I also did try this once and realized that they will easily kind of come out. So what I done is I cut a bottom out of a basket, just barely less around, and as you can see, I use a lot of pull ties, and those pull ties there makes this where you can flip it all the way in and out. And I added this little, I don't know what they call them, carabiner hooks, like that, and it will fit perfectly over the edge and latches over the edge of that right there. And even though they hit it, it doesn't really, they may bop it like that or whatever, but this I actually submerge all the way up to the bottom of this. I have a rope tied to it, so that way you can either set it out in the water a little further, or you can connect it to a handle on your kayak. And believe it or not, this works amazingly. I put a probably a 6-inch bass into this, and it stayed in here for about 2 hours, and when I stopped and pulled it out, it was just as lively as when I put it in. So this actually does very, very good at being a live well with no battery needed, no electronics needed. It ultimately floats, lets water flow through all the holes, and holds the fish in pretty good. I'm sure some of y'all guys out there are a lot better at some of this than I am, but I basically spent zero money on this. A lot of this stuff I picked up, some of these were in kits that I got that I didn't use. This basket was who knows what I got it. I think I might even found this bucket on the side of the road maybe, and these tubes come out of old bike tire that I replaced, which this one's, as you can see, is flat and it needs to be replaced because it was old already and it already had a slow leak. But it didn't really matter at that time. It wasn't much. It wasn't trying to hold up very much. So, but that's what that is. And that is my homemade live well, I guess you would say, for behind my kayak. And if I'm fishing in the bank, keep the fish alive, because I'll take the ones from that, transfer it to a creek or something like that. I don't really like eating bass as much. I know some people disagree, they may love it, but it's just it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Plus, you can actually, if you weren't going to keep them to eat, you can keep them, you know, as fresh as you can right before they go in the cooler before you leave. So that's what I've actually got going on, guys. And this is West Point Lake Willie, and keep your hooks wet and have fun. Till the next time.